Hi everyone. I just want to say a very good morning or good day or good evening, whatever time you're going to be having a look at this. But good morning to everyone. I just want to say congratulations on taking the step to find out a little bit more about how Facebook ad campaigns work. It's going to be very interesting. If you haven't done this before, you're going to find that it's there's quite a lot behind the scenes that happens when it comes to setting up and creating your Facebook ad campaigns. So let's get right into it. Now, I'm Chandra Williams. I'm your presenter for today. And I have started my company, Deshawn Marketing Promotions, in 2010. So I've been servicing clients for 10 years now. It's going on more than 10 years. So this is just a quick introduction, and then we're going to get right into who we are. So let me share my screen so you can have a look and see. Right, so you should be able to see my screen now. And this is who I am, and this is who we are. I'm actually a graduate from University of Stellenbosch, where I graduated. Wow, it's quite a long time ago. It's almost 20 years ago. But in any case, I started with my marketing experience in the UK before I started this business. And we have a portfolio of clients that extend from 25 to 30 clients that we manage on a monthly basis. And we run the ads for them regularly on a monthly basis. So this is a brief introduction about who we are. In addition to the social media marketing, we also offer website design services and graphic design services. So it's an all-round marketing agency so that we can service all of your needs. Right, so let's get into the Facebook ads. Right, so the first thing you'll need to do is access your ad account. Now, when you go into your ad account, you first need to make sure that you know all the rules when it comes to Facebook's advertising. Facebook is actually very, very strict when it comes to the type of ads and the type of information, the type of images, the type of wording that you can use. It's very particular. You need to be sure that you understand the rules for your industry so that you don't have any of your ads either disapproved or your ad account blocked altogether. If you have quite a number of ads that are declined by Facebook, your account will automatically go into a deactivated mode. Now, this is not something that you want, because if you do have your account deactivated for very much the wrong reasons, you may not be able to get your ad account back. So you need to be careful. However, if you accidentally or didn't mean to violate a particular rule when it comes to Facebook ads, you can appeal, and if they find that they have deactivated your account in error, you will be able to then get your account reinstated. So let's take a look at the first step in creating your ad account. So you'll see the big green button that you will click on, and that will load this window that shows you your different options. So before you create your ad, you'll need to decide on what your objective is when it comes to creating your Facebook ad campaign. Now you'll see on the left-hand side, you have awareness. So this is in terms of getting your brand out there, your brand awareness. Your brand awareness is obviously getting people to understand who you are, getting to know you better, getting to know your brand better, getting to know what you offer a bit better. Your ads are going to reach more people. It's going to be seen by more eyes. So this is what Facebook will be focusing on when you select these two campaigns. And then in the second column, you'll see there's a column that says consideration. So these different considerations will be objectives in terms of what you're trying to achieve. Firstly, traffic. That will be traffic to your website. You will also see that on the right-hand side, you can click on the little eye icon, which gives you a brief description of what that consideration or that objective is. Now, this would be traffic. Usually you'll use it for traffic to your website. That is if you want to get a lot of feed to your site, a lot of people to view your website, or to maybe engage more with your website. This would be what you would use. Even traffic to an app, if you have an app. The next objective is engagement. This is when you want people to engage with your page. Usually engagement, you will find you can create likes campaigns under this objective. You can engage with them via messages, getting more comments. It's not necessarily getting direct leads, but you will get a lot of interaction when it comes to this engagement. App installs, this is if you have an app. I won't spend much time on this. We're just going to focus on a few of these objectives today. Video views, this is the objective where you want more people to see your video. So if you have a particular video that you are wanting to share, or you want more people to see it, then this would be the objective you would choose. Lead generation, this one is one of the more popular ones. Lead generation, this is the one where your objective is to get leads. So very specific targeted leads that will then be, if I can put it this way, the Facebook algorithm will try and find people who are more likely to click on your ad and who are more interested in what you offer. And those were the ones that will be your leads. That's also very popular. Our clients use that one quite often. Messages, also very similar to lead generation. You can also have a lead generation campaign running under messages. This goes to your messenger, on your messenger inbox in Facebook, where you can then prompt people to fill in particular questions, or you can ask them specific information that you require in terms of your ad in order to narrow down maybe the type of leads you're trying to receive. That's also a popular objective that we use. On the right-hand side, you'll see there are three over here. These are conversions, catalog sales, and store traffic. Now, conversions, this is directly related to your website. So in order to use conversions, you must have a website. You must set up your Facebook pixel on your business manager account, and you need to have a very particular set of events that you're going to track in your conversions. This is something that we will also have a look at. I don't want to overwhelm you too much, so we're going to take this step by step. The next one is catalog sales. This is if you have a physical product and you've set up your Facebook shop and you have your catalog registered and approved with Facebook, then you can set up a specific campaign directed to getting people interested in viewing your catalog and buying from you. Store traffic, this is the objective where you have a physical shop and you want people to come visit your physical shop. So you have different options when it comes to directing people to your shop in this ad campaign. You basically need to have a specific address that you can direct them to. And this is usually the one where you have the get directions button. That's the one that you would use to drive people to your store. But there are many ways that you can set up these campaigns. Okay, so we're only going to focus on a few objectives today. We're going to have a look at engagement, lead generation, and messages. I just want you to sort of get the feel of how to create these ads, especially in a South African context. This is why I'm doing this, because I've noticed that a lot of these training sessions are Americans and it's all dollar-based, and you want to see your ads actually being portrayed in South Africa, South African rands, and what audiences are available to a South African population. Now, let's get started with engagement. Post-engagement. So you have different types of engagement. Obviously, you get your post engagement. So I'm sure if you're familiar with Facebook, you've seen that in your timeline on Facebook, there are different companies that post comments, and on those comments, on those posts, there are different comments or likes or shares, and that is particularly what your post engagement is. Your page likes, that is if you want more likes for your page. This is good in terms of building your brand and building your page, especially if you've started a new page and your page has 1 or 2 likes. It's you and your partner or your staff or whatever it may be. If you want to grow your likes, this would be the campaign you would use. And then you have event responses. But if you have a particular event that you want to promote, then this is the one you would select. In this grouping, I'm going to create a page likes campaign. So we're going to look at how to grow the likes for the page. So let's go to click on page likes, name your campaign. So we're going to name the campaign. You can name it whatever you like. I usually name it the company name, page likes, and the month or the period that you're going to select for this campaign to run. So let's say November 2020. Your ad set. So this is the ad set that goes underneath your campaign. You'll be able to specify a bit more detail in terms of when you want your campaign to run and how much you want to spend on your campaign. So you can name this as well. I'm naming it the same as my campaign. Okay, then the ad, I'm going to just say ad 1. Of course, if you have different ads running, you can specify that too. So let's click on continue. So you're going to click continue, and this will create the campaign for you. This will populate the information that's already there, and then you can select the information that you want to add. So let's start with the campaign phase. All right, so you'll see from the top, it's populated the name. Special ad categories, this is only if you are involved in social issues, elections, or politics. If not, if you're a normal business selling services and products, then you won't fall under the special ad categories. Your campaign details are usually always defaulted at auction. This is Facebook will decide how much it will bill you in terms of depending on per like, per click, per view, per whatever it may be, per lead. This is on an auction or a bidding system is how this is set up. It depends on how many people are interested, how many people are running the same type of ads, and that's just, we don't want to spend too much time on that. Your campaign objective is page likes. There are more options. I don't usually select this. We try to keep it as default because you want to optimize your campaign as best as possible. You don't want to add too many restrictions, because the more restrictions you add, the fewer people will see your ad and the fewer people will engage with your ad. Okay, so A/B testing. A/B testing is a feature where Facebook automatically tests your campaigns. I prefer to do my tests manually, but if you feel you may do this, how I test my campaigns is I create a number of different ads and I see which one performs better, and then I use the popular ones or the low-cost ones depending on the type of campaign I'm running, and those are the ones that I use. I switch off the bad performing ones or the expensive ones. Always make sure campaign budget optimization is on. When your campaign budget optimization is off, then it may not reach as many people as you like. You may not get the interaction you want. You may not get the inquiries, leads, or whatever it may be in terms of what you're trying to achieve. Okay, so you can set your budget. There are 2 ways to set your campaign budgets. You can either set it on a daily run or you can set it on a lifetime run. Now, if you're running a campaign that's going to be continuous and you're okay with forgetting about it, then the daily budget will suffice. But if it's a particular campaign you want to run within a particular period, like month to month, then lifetime budget is probably the way to go. Now, I'm going to show you, for example, your daily budget. Your daily budget could be, for example, 100 Rand a day. When you set your daily budget, remember that Facebook is going to charge VAT on top of that. So what you're going to be billed is going to be more than your daily budget. So if you want to budget for that, make sure you take that into account, or your total billing. So that will be your daily budget. Remember, it's going to run every day, Monday to Sunday, continuously. So you will be billed for the whole period. So make sure that you budget accordingly for that. Otherwise, you can go with a lifetime budget. You can set your lifetime budget for, let's say, 500 Rand for this page likes. We're going to run it. Okay. You always go for lowest cost strategy. Don't change that. More options. This is if you want to run your ads at a particular time. I don't recommend changing this. I suggest you run your ads all the time because people spend their time on Facebook usually early in the morning, lunch times, and in the evenings. So if you set it to only office hours, you're going to lose out on a lot of other eyes that might be interested or might have seen your product later in the evening. Even if they send you a message at midnight, that's fine. You can always respond in the morning, but let your ad run so that it's in that person's face at any given time. So I usually don't change that option. Right, so you've completed all the information on your campaign. You'll click on next and it will save all the changes. Right, so your page likes on your ad set. So now we're in the ad set section. Now you will select your page over here. If that's not your page, you'll just click on the drop down and select your particular page. Then in the ad set, this is where you will set your budget and your schedule. Or you've set your budget, your schedule. So we're going to run it from today naturally. Otherwise, you can also specify the following day if you want to set the schedule. If you have a particular date you want to start running it, maybe you don't want to run it today, maybe you want to run it tomorrow, whatever that may be. Okay, so we're starting today and we're running it, we're only running it for November because we've named it November. We're going to end it then. So that you have a nice month bracket, November only, and to a particular time. I usually end in the evening so that it runs the whole day. Set it to run the whole day. Okay. I'm going to leave that as this. You'll see later on, it might tell me to reset the start date because we've already passed the start date. Okay, now you have the opportunity to create your audience. Now, usually I find that people don't really care much about the type of likes or followers they have when it comes to other training sessions that I've viewed or attended. I feel like in terms of likes and followers, you want to get targeted likes. You don't just want to get people from India or people from whoever, kids, or just to get the numbers up. No, I feel that if you're going to build your brand, and this page likes is also part of your brand awareness campaign, you should get targeted likes. Now, you must understand that likes don't necessarily convert to leads, but it does build credibility for your page, it builds credibility for your brand, it increases brand awareness. The more likes you do have, the more people to see your posts. However, that number is decreasing. You probably noticed on your page, there are not a lot of people that are seeing your posts. That's simply because it's a business page and Facebook wants to make money. They wanted to boost the posts. So it's their agenda at the end of the day. So you need to decide where you want to spend your marketing budget in terms of building your brand and generating inquiries and leads for your business, and generally marketing your business overall. So you just need to think about those numbers and those plans in your head before you maybe start your campaign. Okay, so it may be a likes campaign, but I suggest you still search for, you still build your audience, build the audience that you want, okay? So I don't have an existing audience there. We're going to select our audience. So I'm going to stick with South Africa. However, if you want to select certain areas, you can select the location, and you can select either cities, towns, provinces, or countries. So if you wanted to just target Gauteng, you could do so. You can select the areas of Gauteng or cities within Gauteng, and you can select a number of cities if you wished. Or maybe you're targeting Western Cape. So you can type in Western Cape and have a look and see if that's the one. Let's stick with South Africa in this case. So we are South Africa. We have South Africa selected there. So that's the one we're going to choose. Now you can also select the details on the location. So you can select whether it's people who live in this location, or they were recently in this location, or they are traveling in this location. You can choose living or recently in this location. So it gives you a few options in terms of who you want to target in those areas. All right, so great thing is you can also select the age group. So you can select, I usually go, my target is over 25 and just under 65. So let's select up to 60. So those are the people in my target group, all genders generally. And then this is where you can be more specific about who you want to target. So let's select the type of people we're going to target for the likes campaign. Now, in terms of my business, I am focusing on likes, people who are interested in marketing, websites, and so on. So these would be business owners. So you can select business owners' behaviors and interests. Now, behaviors is the type of behavior they would exhibit. That is who they are, what they do. Interest is something they might be interested in or what they are looking for. So behaviors is usually the best one to select, but you're going to have to select a combination of behaviors and interests so that you can reach more people. So you will select a number of behaviors and suggestions. Okay, so I also want to have a look at other industries. Now, for example, if you are if you're in the beauty industry, maybe you want to look for interests and behaviors that are relevant to you. So in the beauty industry, you can start off literally with the word beauty and see what comes up. So it will depend on, are your clients maybe interested in beauty salons, or are they interested in, we'll add beauty as a general keyword there. Maybe they're interested in makeup because that is what you sell. It will depend on the type of products you sell. Now, I want you to notice here, if you're in the beauty industry and you're a beauty therapist, you won't select job title beauty therapist, because that means you are directly targeting your competition. You don't want your competition to fall into this grouping. If you're the beauty therapist and that's your job title, don't select your job title as the target audience. Unless you have a specific reason for that, that's fine. Okay, so you'll see that there's quite a lot of options when it comes to choosing the type of interest and behavior. Make sure you select interests and behaviors that are relevant to you, otherwise your audience will be a bit skewed. So, okay. Let's take that out. Okay. Once you've selected your audience, tick on detailed targeting expansion. This will allow Facebook to find other people that have similar or potential interest in your product. So these are people that they exhibit the similar behaviors that you have selected in your target audience. And if the Facebook algorithm finds that another person might exhibit the same behaviors, they will then expand your target so that you can reach more people, and that could improve the performance. This doesn't necessarily mean that you will pay for that reach. It depends on the objective, but it's good to be able to have the ad shown to more people, and then once they interact, that is when you are billed. Okay, so then you will exclude connections if you want to, people who already like the page. You don't want to retarget, you don't want to target people who already like your page. That's not necessary. Then you may save the audience. Okay. This information at the bottom, if you are new to this, you don't need to do anything here. Actually, you won't be able to because it's a page live campaign. And we've really optimized it, so you don't need to worry about cost control. Show more options. It just tells you when you will get charged, and that is per impression. Don't tamper with the general settings because you want your ad to be optimized. Once you make changes to limiting your ad campaigns, then that is where your ad will fall short. Okay, right. See what I said? It's asking me to reset the start date. So be aware of the little minor warnings. They're not usually major, but it's just good to follow through and set up your campaign correctly. That way, you know when it goes live, everything's fine. Okay. Now, I didn't complete all the information in here, but I want to just show you. Once you've saved your audience, you can always use it again. So I'm going to select one of my audiences, and it's populated, and we'll go next. Right, so it's going to move on to the ad. Now you can set up a number of ads. Now, usually with likes campaigns or any ad campaign, you want to set up a number of ads because that is how you're going to do your testing. That is how you're going to see which ad performs better. That is how you're going to see who likes your ads, who likes particular ads, or which ads are the ones with the better visuals that appeal to people. Okay, so ad one, we're going to select. Okay, now it's going to automatically pull through your cover photo. You don't want to use the cover photo because your cover photo has a particular dimension, which is a rectangular dimension, and Facebook has now moved to using more square ads. So we're going to use a square ad. We're going to change it. So we're going to click on edit, and we're going to change media. Okay, now you'll either have your images already in here. If you don't, you can select upload and upload a particular image for your ad. I am just going to use a couple of examples just for testing. So this is the one we're going to use, simply just for likes. Okay, so that's our first ad we're going to use, and we're going to change the text. So we're saying we're helping aspiring entrepreneurs, join us to learn more. So we're encouraging people to like our page. I'm just going to fix this part. That's what our website. It's always good to have your website address in there. Why not? If they click on the website, then they show interest. You're also driving traffic to the website through a likes campaign. Doing it 2-in-1. Okay, so Facebook has recently added on ad options. Now this is great because you can add a number of different text options that will run against this particular ad image. Now you can add follow our page to learn more about how to grow your business with digital marketing. Over to our website. And then you can add on as many options as you want. All right. Now this is the Facebook pixel I was talking about. My Facebook pixel is already set up. Edios is set up to click on it, but we will focus on this in another training session, Facebook pixels. Now, what Facebook pixel is going to do if someone visits my website and they then go onto Facebook, the tracking code will track them, and my likes ad, this one over here, will then appear in a timeline. So that's nice. It gains some credibility. Okay, so that's ad 1. If you want to create another ad, what I do is I quickly duplicate. Well, I click on duplicate, not quickly duplicate. I want to duplicate a full ad. It's going to be in the original campaign. I am going to only create 1 copy, but you can create a number of copies. You can select show existing reactions, but this is a new ad, so there are no reactions on it just yet. So let's duplicate that ad, and then we have ad number 1 copy. Let's change that to ad number 2. Now, okay, so you'll see it's literally copied the entire ad. Now we have the same text over there. Now, what we can do is we can either change the media, edit the media, or turn it into a video. Why don't we do that? Let's turn it into a video. So we'll have an image ad and a video ad. I would suggest you create maybe 4 to 5 image ads and maybe at least 1 video ad to see which one performs well. So you can create, choose 1. You can have a number of images. Let's select we're spotlighting 1 image, or we're showcasing a square image. This is if you have other size images, a horizontal image that you want to select into a square version. Then you have a number of different layout options you can choose. Displaying a product, highlight an image, and it tells you how many images you require for each one. Then if you have more than 1 image, there are more. You have different templates to choose from, and this is great because you don't have to actually create the video yourself outside of Facebook. You can create it in here, and voila, you'll have your ad. Okay. So we're going to simply select 1, feature an image, and we're going to scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, and customize. You can change your image over here, your logo if you want to, but let's keep that as it is. I do want to make it, you can make it either smaller or larger. I'm going with the smaller one over there because I have it up there. Otherwise, you can just remove it altogether. Like that. Scene 2. We don't have enough text there, so we'll just type that in there. The color, they've gone with a grayish color, but you can also change the colors here. You can go with red or blue. Let's go with the red, that looks nice. Okay, scene 3, they just have the color there. So you can add stickers if you want to. Let's preview. Scene 3, we don't want that. So blank, let's put that. I don't just, let's put the logo. That should fill in on page 3. So should actually use a different version of the logo there. Or crop it. Okay, so you'll use I would actually use a cropped version of the logo because it's not showing up well there. So let's run it from the beginning. There you go. That's your instant video. Then you click on use video. Now, because you're making a video, it's going to just take a couple of minutes to publish it. And it depends on your bandwidth. If your bandwidth is faster, it's going to publish quicker. Otherwise, just hang on, but you can go up and down and you can make the other edits if you haven't changed anything yet in your ad. Selecting your pixel or even adding tags, you can do that. Okay, you always want to have your preview on because in that you'll be able to see how the ad looks. Okay, so we're just waiting for it to finish publish. Okay, it's publishing and it's telling you to verify the changes. So you just wait. This section over here is related to what you were doing here. Once this is published, this will then go away. Just like that. So now you have your video. There's your preview. There you go. That's your likes. Now, I want to show you, it tells you where it's going to be placed. So your ad is going to be placed in 2 areas. Because it's a Facebook likes campaign, it's going to obviously only run on Facebook. The other ads I'm going to show you, you'll see also runs across on Instagram and different places. So this shows you how your ad will run. Then a lovely little feature, if you want to see your ad in real time and how it's going to look to people who are going to see your ad, you can click on this little drop down over here, which is a preview of your ad on your device. So if you have Facebook on your phone, which I'm sure you do have, you'll send a notification to Facebook and it will then send you a notification on your phone to preview your ad. And that's quite great because then you can actually see what your ad is going to look like. So I'm going to bring this up in my timeline. I hope. And it will say your ad preview. And I know this is a very small box over here for you to see, but it will then show your ad in your timeline, just like that. So you can actually see it. Right. Then what you'll do is publish. Then you'll publish your ad and it will go into review. Otherwise, if you're not ready to publish it yet, you can close and everything will be saved. As I said, all the edits are saved and you can close it. If you're not ready to publish it, I'm not going to publish this now. Close. Okay, so let's get on to the next step. Right, so that was page likes. So that is how to grow your likes. Next, we're going to move on to messages. So let's select messages. Okay, so we have the same routine here. You can name this as you wish. So we're going again with the month. Now this is a very interesting campaign that you can set up because there have actually been a lot of changes that Facebook implemented with messages over this past year, whereas messages campaigns were quite simpler way back in the beginning, but now it's given you more options, which is actually very similar to lead generation campaigns. So if you don't have time to access your leads forms or get your leads forms in terms of the lead generation campaigns, you can get these directly to your inbox, your messenger inbox, of course, the Facebook Messenger inbox. So we have the same format here when it comes to setting up your campaigns. You'll see your campaign is generally the same throughout. We will go with a lifetime budget here again. Just select a figure that is relevant or that fits within your budget. I mean, that is why you have a budget over there. Remember, that's going to be plus 15% VAT because we are in South Africa. That is where we live. And scheduling will be all the time. Click next. Right, so now you go over to your ad set, and again, you have the same features. If you have an audience saved, then you can simply select your audience. So I'm not going to go through the audience again, because you'll see there's lots of different functions or different interests and behaviors you can choose. Now, the destination. This is where you need to be aware of what you're selecting. Are you selecting click to message or sponsored message? Now, we're selecting this because we want people to click to the message. We're not going to select sponsored message. We want to keep it simple. You want to be able to see all your messages. Now, this is another feature that hasn't been added before, or well, WhatsApp was there. Instagram Direct is now another feature. You can actually have them directly message you to your Instagram inbox as well. So you can either go directly to your messenger on Facebook, or you can go directly to your messenger in Instagram. The second one, you need to have a WhatsApp business account set up. Now, this is quite nice if you are very active on WhatsApp Business. You can link your WhatsApp business number to your Facebook page. So that is where you'll set it up. You'll set it up on your Facebook page. If you haven't, you can still set it up here. You just select WhatsApp and you follow the prompts. You must have an active WhatsApp business number for it to work here, because it's going to send you a code or a verification so that you can link it to your Facebook page. Now, what's great is when you have your WhatsApp set up here, the messages that people send you will go directly to your WhatsApp business on your phone, and you can respond to them in real time. So that's quite nice. You can have a chat on the go the moment they are interested in your service. And what that means is that when you call them back, sometimes some people call back maybe a day too late, 2 days, 3 days later, and then the person would have forgotten that they had completed the form. So in WhatsApp, it's real time. It would be good if you do the same in Messenger, if you try to interact real time, or at least every single day you need to be on your Messenger to check whether the messages have come through. Same with Instagram. Okay, we have our page selected. We will select the period again. Again, you can choose maybe a whole month, or we're just running for November. I like PM. Let it run the whole day. Why do you want it to stop in the middle of the morning? And then choose your audience. We are going, let's go with the website audience there. If the targeting expansion, the targeting information is more interesting for you, let me know. In that way, I can then set up a different training session where I will then give you more detailed insights as to how to set up your targeted audience. Right, so this is where you can also change. So optimization for ad delivery. What do you want from your messages? Do you simply want conversations, people to ask you questions or to engage with you in terms of maybe they want to know more about your product or your service, and that is what you want because you can then convince them to make the sale? Or do you want leads? So you want your ads to go directly to people who are already looking for what you are offering or what you're selling? That is what you can choose from. So you can select conversations or leads. Conversations will give you a different set of options when it comes to choosing responses for your messages, and leads will also give you a different set of options when it comes to the interaction in Messenger. Let's go with leads. Right, so now we're on Add One. Right, so it'll start populating the information. Now you'll see if you have your Instagram account linked, which you should have to your Facebook account, it will then pull up your Instagram account And on the right-hand side, you'll see 2 placements have now become 10 placements. So it's going to show up in a number of different places across Facebook and Instagram. So people think when you're running the ad on Facebook, it's just showing up on Facebook. It's showing up on both unless you choose not to have it show up on Instagram. Even if you don't have an Instagram account, it's still going to run on Instagram. So that is actually quite nice. You're getting more reach, more platforms. Now, you can decide whether you want to use an existing post or create an ad. Now, like in the previous likes ad, similarly, that is how you're going to create the ad here in messages. It is the same format. I want to show you how to use an existing post. Now, a lot of people will go into the timeline and post the post. Boosting the post, you can do that and you'll get the reach and interaction, but it's not necessarily a targeted campaign unless you set it up and you come back and you do this all over again. I rather suggest you create the campaign first. When you create the campaign first, then you have better control over what is going to happen with your ad. You don't want to just click boost and boom, there it is. You're going to miss out on a lot of features because you might not see it, especially if you're doing it on your phone. You miss out on a lot of features. Try to set up your ad campaigns on a laptop or a PC so that you can see the bigger picture. You can see the whole campaign. You can envision in your mind and you can strategize as to how you're going to prepare and set up your campaign. So that is very important. Right. So this is how you boost a post, if I can put it that way, without actually clicking on boost, doing your boosting through an ad campaign. We will select an existing post. You would have seen there was another button over there where you could have clicked on creating a post. But because my strategies are created in a way where I have all of my ads and my campaigns, all of my ads running through my page, I can select it that way. So we can select a particular ad. I'll select this one, because we want to get some messages in for that one, or leads, more specific. Okay, so you'll see it's basically prompting you on the right-hand side to make the changes further down in the page. You are going there, work from top to bottom. We are sending a message and it's going to update our post and add the very well-known send message button. Right. So it's busy populating and it's bringing up another box over here. Now this is what I'm referring to your responses. So you're going to create a message template. You have the conversations template and you have a generate leads template. So what we chose was leads. If you select conversations, then you need to select the start conversations and create a conversation there. You cannot use these across each other. So you cannot use a conversations for a leads messages ad, and you cannot use a generate leads for a conversations one. It's going to give you an error up here on the right hand side, and you're going to wonder, why am I getting that error? I have selected a message or template. Why? That is why you cannot switch them around. So we selected leads, so we're going to have to create a generate leads message template. Now it's starting to give us some information over there. We've selected it, so now we need to create it. Okay, this is the fun part. You can start completing the information that you would like to get from the person who's viewing and interacting with your ad. All of it is customizable. So it's always great to add the person's first name. So the way Facebook has recommended, try to stick with the recommendations as you can, but personalize it according to your business so that if someone else is running the same ad or running another ad, they don't see the same type of messages. So I'm just saying, I'm going to type in the, let's say, thank you for your interest. Please complete basically using the same wording, we're just rewording it. Okay. All right, so let's have a look. We'll just have a quick overview so that you can get a general feel of this page. So when you get started, you'll know what to do. So it has different question areas. Now you can move these areas up and down as you require. It doesn't have to be in this order. It depends on how you want to capture the information. So you can start with a question. Want to get started. That's obviously the default text. We want to give a bit more information. I want to be more specific. So let's say we'll type in, say, have you managed on social media how long have you managed on social media accounts? Okay. And then we'll add in options. So new year. That's a question. And you can add more options. Okay. Do you need the city that they live in? Do you want to know which area they come from? If not, just delete that. And then click on the delete. You can add another question. I usually try to get a phone number. Email address. Because that's the most important. You already have the names. You don't have to ask for the name because the name is on the reply. So don't ask the person their name again if you know the name. Okay. Phone number. You want them to validate their phone numbers because sometimes they type in a number and they might miss a digit. So you want to validate that. Email address, you want them to validate so that they type in the right email address. You don't want them to just skip it. And then, of course, you can add more questions. Then customize your completion message or leave it as it is, but it's always best to make it more personal. I don't just like thanks, I like thank you for answering our questions. We'll contact you to let you know what happened. Yeah, let's make it, we'll be in touch. Okay, then privacy policy. Okay, you will need to then just add this in here. You need to accept the privacy policy. You won't use the information or sell the information to someone else. You can add in your website's privacy policy or add in your website address in there if you don't have a privacy policy on your website. Okay, so now as we've been doing this, you would have noticed we can see on the right-hand side what it will look like. So this is how it will appear in the Messenger. If you want to, you can click on preview in Messenger and it will then go to your phone once again. And then of course you can save and finish your message. Sorry, I did not click on the next tab, advanced. Okay, that's why I didn't save. We need to go over to the next page. We need to name our chat. So this is client. Name it what you will find relevant when you are looking down in the drop down. Client, leave message, you can date it if you want to. Otherwise, let's just say that client. So now I can help, leave that. We want them to finish answering questions because what it does is if they haven't finished all of it, it will remind them. Remind them, look, you haven't finished your questions. Please complete them. Okay, let's save and finish that. Content, I'm missing something there. What am I missing? This is the nice thing about Facebook. It will tell you or prompt you so that you don't make an error beforehand. I'm wondering, am I missing the website address? It does want me to add that in there. Okay, this is now very interesting. A little bit annoying too, because once you finish this, you can't make changes to it. But all is not lost. If you want to make changes to it, you can simply just duplicate it, and then you can make the edits in a duplicate. So you finish, and it will save. Let's just wait for it to populate in there. Just give it a few moments. Don't be too hasty. When it comes to these ad campaigns, it's a good idea to be patient. Let the page load, because especially if you're creating a new campaign, it's populating more new information. Okay, so you'll see we have the existing templates. That was the create new. Now we have the use existing option, and we will select the one that we have. If you have more options, it will come up there, select the right one. And of course, I want my pixel there to track the ad. Then it will show you where your ad, you can preview your ad, where it will go, messages. Right, so I want to just have a look at the placements over here. So let's take a look here. We have the placements. Now you can see where it's showing up. Right, so it's telling you it's showing up in Facebook feeds. It's showing up Facebook feed, news feed, Instagram feed. You can select and see what it's going to look like. It's appearing in Marketplace. A lot of people wonder whether they should post to Marketplace as a company. At this point, you can't. You can only post as an individual. So, but it is good to know that your ad will also appear in Marketplace when it is relevant. It will appear Instagram Explore. Yeah, your ad is showing up in many different places. It even shows up in the Messenger inbox, little preview over there. So, and stories. So in between stories, if you're not sharing stories, it is showing up there too. Your ad will appear in the middle of stories to your relevant audience. Facebook stories, Instagram stories, and Messenger stories. Your ad is showing up in a lot of places across Facebook and Instagram. So you've got 10 placements. So that's wonderful. Then you will publish. Don't forget to publish your ad. Okay. Oh, I want to show you how to go back when you publish the ad. Right, so in messages, so you've closed, you have your draft and you want to go back. Now, all you need to do is go to your campaign and click on edit. Okay, so you've published your ad and you decided tomorrow you want to add another one. You click on edit and all you need to do is go into duplicate again. And you can do the same thing. You can either select the ad, make a video, select a video, use an existing ad, create an ad, whatever you wish to do. So you can do the same there with the second one. So let's select another social media ad. And we're going back. I want to select that one there. Okay, and then we will select send message, we'll update. And as you scroll down, it's going to give you more options for Messenger. And it's waiting, I'm waiting for this to populate. It's busy loading. Okay, so we're going to select use existing. And there's our lead message. Our lead message response. And then you will click publish. All right. So when it's published, it will go into review. And then Facebook will approve your ad, provided it doesn't violate any violations. Okay, so that is setting up a messages ad, more particularly for leads. You can also set it up the same way for conversations where you will get more inquiries for those for your products or service, whatever you are advertising at that point. Okay. Right. So are you guys ready for the next part? We're going to do lead generation. This is one that a lot of companies use. It's quite effective. It is one of those campaigns where you need to have an active sales team because you'll need to be able to monitor your leads. You'll need to be able to respond to your leads. And you need to be able to follow up with those leads. That is very important. You can't just get the lead and then expect it's going to turn into a sale. You need to have your process in place. Now, we also have another sales training video, which is called Leads to Sales Process. That is, you can find it on our website, tashanmarketing.co.za, and that will give you an idea of how to handle and keep track of your leads and what to do with them after you get these leads, because it doesn't just stop once you get the contact details. I mean, the possibilities towards making one sale and making future sales is great. It all depends on how you manage your leads. So step one is generating those leads, and you can do this either in the messages way that we did. So those leads in messages, you also need to capture. So that is another workshop, but you'll have a better handle on your leads. Excuse me. Okay, so once again, same format. When it comes to campaign, the campaign is generally the same throughout. I want to go lifetime budget. Right, so let's set the budget. It is advisable, based on my experience with Facebook, to have a bigger budget, especially during times when it is very competitive. You want to increase your budget. This might not necessarily be enough for what I'm trying to do. You might want to go with 1,000 to 2,000 Rand. If you want to get more leads, you want to maybe go with 200 Rand to 300 Rand a day, if that is what you are trying to achieve. This is on the low end scale if I'm talking about generating leads. You want to reach as many people as possible. Okay. Right, so we'll go over to the next window. And we're in the ad set. So we're going to direct people either with instant forms, or you can let people call your business to become leads. This is a new feature. It wasn't there before. It was mainly just instant forms, but this is also great if you want to get instant interaction and answer the questions directly. Because with the instant forms, I'm going to have to show you how to extract that form. Okay, we're skipping that part because we are focusing on services or products you're trying to sell. Products, services rather. Okay, so let's go select an end date in the evening. Okay, and we're selecting an audience here. We're going to run a website one. Okay, so we have leads and next. Now we're in ad. Okay, so we have ad number 1. Okay, this is great. It hasn't pulled through the page, so let's select that. Okay, so you've selected the Instagram account. So there you go. It's showing you 10 placements again. Now let's go to ad setup. Now in this ad setup, you'll see you have another feature over here called carousel. So this is great if you have multiple products or with multiple images that you want to showcase in addition to single image or video. So the carousel, I just want to show you how it works so that you can know how to use it. Those little sliding images that you see in your timeline, and they look so cool. So you can select that. So your carousel cards, that will be made up of a different set of images that will scroll one by one, or people can select and scroll each one. And each one will have a call to action button. Now, you can add as many images as you want to here. I think you can add up to 12, but that might have changed. So you can just add, if you click on add media, it's going to add more and more pictures. So let's start with the first one. Let's select an image. Okay, we're going with website here. So I want to select different website ads. I'm going to upload a picture. All right, so I want website one, here it is. So adding one in. Okay, it's taking a bit of time to upload, but there you go. Okay, so it will upload the ad you've selected. Over there, and you will click continue so that you have that ad as your first part in your carousel. Then you give it a short headline. So website pros, website professionals. Doing this since 2010, so let's say that. Website professionals, there you go. Then you populate the next one. Okay, there it is. Let's select another image. Just upload the second one. Okay, continue. There you go. Add in your headline. Then we can add in another image. Why not? We have 3 images there. Select an image, upload. There it is. And you add your third image. We'll add in our short headline and we'll say, and again, Oops, since 200. Okay. All right, so now you have 3 images in there, and it will scroll slider-wise. To preview, of course, you can send it to your phone so you can see whether you put it in the right order. Otherwise, you can move them around. Right? That was number 1. And you can see your different placements. Okay, then you have your primary text. So this is what you're going to, what is actually going to be shown in the post wording, your post text. So we will say, okay, so this is what we're going to say. You will obviously add in the information that's relevant to your business. Asking a question is always a good way to start because it engages the person who is looking at your ad. They're asking themselves the question. You want to add in as much informative information as possible that answers questions and will direct people to your ad or encourage them to click. And of course, you always need to add your call to action. So get in touch with us today. Get in touch with us today. Let's just keep it simple. We don't want too much information. Get in touch with us today, and we add our details. Add in your contact details because it encourages people to get in touch with you because they know you are real. People that don't have a phone number or email address and they just have the ad there, it's very vague. Add in that information. And it is best when your domain and your email address are the same because that's also a subliminal, it's subconsciously the people are thinking, so this is not a real business because they don't have an email address. Why don't they have an email address and a website that's the same? So you want to be aware of that sort of thinking when you are creating your ad. Are people going to find you credible or not? Very important. Okay, so now you have different call to action options. You can select download, get offer, get quote, learn more, sign up, subscribe, apply now, book now. Now, you'll select download if you have a specific download you want to share with people. That's also quite useful for freebies. Get offer, that's if you have a special promotion running. Get quote if you want them to send you a quote request or you want to send them a quote. Learn more if you want to direct them to your website. Sign up, maybe you want them to sign up to a particular program. You want them to subscribe to your newsletter. Apply for something that you are offering, or maybe you're offering sessions which they need to book for now. Sessions or appointments of some kind. Let's select get quote. We want to send them a quote. Okay, if you are working with a partner page or partner Instagram account, that is somebody that you have a partnership with in terms of a particular campaign or promotion on a particular product or whatever, maybe you're connected with someone and you're showcasing their brand on your page and their brand on your brand on their page, and that's your partnership cohesion. This is where you would then add in your partner information, which is great because then it's more credibility. Okay, so then you have your leads form. You will create a form over here. And in this form, you will name your form. Okay, so give it a name. Then you need to decide on the intent. Do you want more volume or do you want higher intent? Now, more volume, it's easier for people to fill in your form, or do you want to make it more complicated for people to fill in the form? That will mean you will then narrow down your leads in terms of who's going to contact you. Now, if you don't have a big business and you don't have a big sales team, you want to go with higher intent. You'll get fewer leads, but they will be more qualified leads. So don't be surprised if you have a small budget and you're getting one lead maybe every 3 days in terms of higher intent. It's going to come through slow. Otherwise, you can go with more volume. We select that because depending on the budget, it's not going to send you that much volume. So don't be fooled into thinking you're going to get thousands of leads with a small budget. Leads are being assessed by the Facebook algorithm so that you can get people that are more qualified or more interested in your products or your services. Okay, so the image, I usually use the image from my ad for that particular form. I don't want to keep it static. I want it to be dynamic. So as each ad runs, it'll be a different image so that people can see they've clicked on this ad and it's gone through to this form. It makes sense. There's a flow. Okay, so you'll choose a headline. You're basically telling them what this is about, what they just clicked on, if they don't realize what they clicked on. So we're entering a short headline. We're saying, building professional. You can't put in too much there. Let's keep it short. Add in, you can add in a paragraph or a list if you want to. You don't have to. That's just your greeting. I don't like to make the form too long. Okay, then you're going to add in your questions. Now, this is giving the full name. I put the full name in here only because this is going to an Excel spreadsheet. So you want the person to fill in the full name. This is not going to Messenger where you can see the person's name. So if you don't put the full name in there, you're not going to be able to see it. Okay, so add in a little description here. Please complete the details below for our team to assist you. Okay. Full name, email. I also like to have phone number, as I mentioned, because you want to call them also. If they give the wrong email address, you want to be able to call them. So full name, phone number, email. Adding a category. I want to add in a question, not a category. So you can add in multiple choice questions if you want to ask them something specific. Short answer, they can type in their own answer. Conditional, if they say yes, it will go to this answer or question. If they say no, it will go to that. And then appointment request. Appointment request is where they can actually set up an appointment with you, but you need to confirm it when it comes through to your site. Let's go with short answer. So, do you have a website currently? I'll give a short answer and I want to put in a multiple choice. I want to actually add, do you want a monthly once-off website? With support. Once off. I spelled once off wrong. Here we go, once off. Always good to check the form on the right-hand side. That's great. Okay, so I'm just checking the questions here on the right-hand side. Always make sure you're having a look at what is added there. You have a website. Complete the details below. Click on privacy. We're going to add in our website there. In your website there. It's good to have a website so that you can populate this information. And I like to add name in this field. Okay. If you have a custom disclaimer, add that in there. And completion. That is completion. So thanks, we're all set. Now you can now visit our website and we want to put in the website there. Always good to always direct people to your website. You want to get people to your website as often and as much as possible. Okay, let's go back to the top, go to settings. It's going to be only people who are delivered your ad directly can submit this form, or do you want it to be shared to submit this form? I want it to be restricted because I'm targeting particular people. Field names, I am not changing that. Tracking parameters, let's leave that. And then you can publish or save the draft. We're going to come back later to make some changes. So save that to draft. Okay. Okay, so there's a draft, you can edit it because once it's published, you cannot change it. Add your pixel. And you will publish. So that is your last campaign. So we've done, if we summarize, we've done a likes campaign. We have done a messages campaign. Let's just go back here. Okay, so we've done engagement, which is a likes campaign. We've done a leads generation campaign and a messages campaign. So those are the three campaigns that we've run. Now, with lead generation, you will need to go into your Facebook page. Now, in your Facebook page, there is a button called Publishing Tools. In Publishing Tools, there's a button called Leads Form, and that is where you will draw your Excel spreadsheet for your leads. Always make sure you check this on a daily basis so that you get your leads on a daily basis. So that is this training session for now. I hope that you've enjoyed it. Do you want me to just show you quickly where those publishing tools are? I think that would be a good idea. Let's quickly go through that. So I'm going to show you on my Facebook page where you would get those leads. It would be in your publishing tools. So let me share my screen with you again so that you can have a look as I load that. Okay, so let's go into there. All right. Okay. Right, so you will see there, this is obviously the new layout of Facebook. A lot has changed, so I think it has overwhelmed a lot of people, but it's the way of the world, things change. So I'm opening up the publishing tools so that you can see that. I think let me just close this. Okay. So you'll see in the publishing tools on the left-hand side, you'll scroll down and you'll see these leads ad forms. Now you must obviously be an admin and you must have access to your business manager page in order to access this. And then you can download your forms here. Okay, so I've already downloaded my forms. So you'll click on download. And you download new leads or date range. Download. Okay, so you can click on whichever option, CSV or XLS. Probably XLS is the one to choose. Okay, so if you have any new leads, it will show up here. We download our leads on a daily basis. So we don't have anything that is outstanding, or always check on our leads so that we don't miss any, and that is important. And that information that we've captured in our leads forms, we have actually added to our database. So it will appear as an Excel spreadsheet this way. So that is just an introduction, or I hope you've actually found that quite useful with regards to setting up your own ad campaigns. It can seem a little overwhelming if you haven't done it before, but it does take time for you to navigate all of these functions in the ad campaigns, and it is actually quite useful once you get the hang of it. You can also run your ads continuously, or you can stop it at certain points or dates in time, or you can even just duplicate a monthly campaign. So if you wanted to run from month to month because you're not sure how your budget is going to go, that's also a good way to do it. Or if you want to keep track of your budget, running it month to month, like we've categorized it in a month, that is a great way to do it. Or running it daily if it's going to be a campaign that's going to run for quite a long time. If it's a generic one, if it's a special, you want to add an end date. You want a special to run forever. So I hope that you were able to learn a lot from this and get some insights on how to create your ad campaigns, especially from a South African point of view. So thank you very much and enjoy your day. Good luck with setting up your campaigns and generating those leads and building your brand. Bye.